Jamie Spicer Lewis. As this is an Edgeworld themed channel, you probably know him as Legacy Tort's voice actor or by his own handle ragenineteen. It's been recently brought to light by Rachel Kiki that he is a groomer. I'll be now reading her testimony as I feel like it's the right thing to get out there. Thank you, Rachel, for bringing this to everyone's attention. I'm sorry what you had to go through. Trigger warning for grooming and sexual assault. It's taken me a long time to come to terms with what happened to me when I was 16. As a lot of you know or may remember, I was always part of the YouTube community. As you may have seen, my passion for protecting children from being groomed or abused by influencers and YouTubers. For a long time, I didn't really understand why it was I cared so much. I mean, it is just natural empathetic response. Sure, but it came from something deeper. For the past few years, I have been using weed, drugs, whatever I could get my hands on to repress what happened to me. I went to great lengths to ignore, suppress, and tell myself that what happened was not what happened. But I think now it is time for me to tell my story, to tell my truth. I want to preface this with saying I've already gone to the police with this, in case anyone cares to doubt the credibility of it. I am sharing only in the hopes that he does not work in the vicinity of any more children, and to give myself some much needed closure. When I was 15, I met the YouTube and animator ragenineteen, Jamie Spicer Lewis. I'll refer to him as JSL as it caused me anxiety to even type out his name. Funny that. At first we struck up a friendship. He was dating a friend of mine, but in that first year of knowing him, he broke up with her. In October, he kissed me for the first time. I was 16. Barely. My birthday is October 3rd. I did not think anything of it, really. In fact, I was probably quite excited. When you're at that age, all you really want to is be seen as an adult. But you are not an adult. You are a child. He's 28 years old at this point. He knew I was a fan of the things he had worked on. The power dynamic lay not only in the age difference, but in the fact I looked up to him. Things progressed very quickly. As soon as I was involved in my first sexual relationship, I would miss school to sleep over at his. He was an alcoholic, severely depressed, and emotionally abusive. He would give me whiskey and beer before having sex with me almost every night. He would send me pictures of him cutting himself and then threaten to hurt himself. He would get blackout drunk and be cruel to me. I'd wake up to him already having sex with me, despite me practically being unconscious. I spent so much money on Ubers sending him home from events when he was too drunk to walk. He solicited nudes from me. At one point he stopped in the middle of sex to tell me that he was thinking about his ex-girlfriend, who we both know well. I had never felt so used. He told me not to tell people about us. He lied to our mutual friends about the relationship. I did not know this until recently. We did not go on dates. There was nothing romantic. He used me purely for sex. A few months in, I began to deteriorate. My friends noticed. My parents noticed. I became incredibly anxious and withdrew from social life. Rejected the help a few of my friends were trying to give me. I knew he was sick. I guess I wanted to help him. I, as a 16-year-old, found myself trying to book GP appointments for a 28-year-old man. He would lash out at me, reject the help of those around him, and continue. After about a year of this, I realized I had to cut ties. I stopped talking to him. I requested him to leave me alone. He continued to harass me for the following 5 years. I have it on record that I'm not the only person he harassed following someone choosing to leave his life. He does not understand boundaries, and evidently never has. In 2018, he even WhatsApp messaged me that he loved me. He tried to call me when he was drunk multiple times until I blocked his number. I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I had panic attacks daily. I couldn't face it, any of it, because I was so scared of him. He tweeted at me incessantly. I had him blocked, and then muted, so I didn't have to see the replies. Only recently, upon him replying to my thread about grooming with a gif I did, realized that this had to end. I'm a month sober now. I am finally able to face this for what it was. I had my adolescence robbed from me. I have spoken to people who were around the time who bore witness to this, who were on the receiving ends of his lies. I am going to heal now, but I'll never be able to forget what he did to me. I would like to thank my friend, Oliver, who was the only person at the time who bluntly tried to pull me out of it. For those of you who have experienced something similar, I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Please do not hire this man to work on your content. He cannot be trusted around children or women. JSL, if you read this, do not try to contact me. Do not get other people to contact me. I do not want to hear from you ever again. You'll be facing legal action if you attempt to do so.